Hello, happy Wednesday. I hope you're all okay. I hope that you have had a lovely couple of days in school and done some really cool stuff and enjoyed yourself. And I hope that everybody is full of the joys of February and a new month because it's getting a little bit warmer. It's getting a little bit more like spring. We can start to see bulbs. I've got bulbs growing in my garden. I've got birds visiting. It's very exciting. So what we're going to do today is have a quick look at the second Heartsmart assembly. So last week we were looking that too much selfie isn't healthy, about how we need to focus on others and other people. Now, this word empathy is one that we can hear a lot. I wonder if anybody could suggest what that means. We'll have a quick talk about it in class. And it's the ability to understand and share the feelings that somebody else has. So we all have different feelings, but sometimes it's difficult to work out how somebody else is feeling. So before we can understand someone else, before we can show empathy, we need to know how they're feeling, and we can use different clues. That helps us to understand what's going on. And it gives us clues that we can use to find out how a person is feeling if we stop long enough to take notice. And there's things that we can do about that one. So here's one: facial expression. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to see if you can pick one of these emotions. And in a second, you're going to turn to your partner and you're going to show one of these facial expressions. So you might show happiness or anger or upset or shock, whichever, or a different emotion. And you're going to see if your partner can guess what that facial expression is. Okay, you ready? Let's go. See if you can do that. Pause the video if you need to. Take it in turns. And now I want to see if you can do that, but not this time, not with your partner, but with your teacher, who is going to share a face that shows emotion, that shows how they are feeling. Okay, well done. Right, next one. And this is one that you also use: body language. We can show from our body language how we're feeling. So if I was to stand in front of you and let's just make sure I've got kind of camera angled. I stood in front of you like this, arms folded. You are probably not very happy. But there's other ways that you can show yourself, that you can use your body language, and people will know how you're feeling. If I sit in front of you, I like this. Am I looking happy? No, head down, shoulders hunched. I don't want to talk to anybody. I want to hide away, and I don't want to let other people know how I feel. So we can use facial expressions or body language. Okay. And the other one that we can look at, oops, let's turn the slide here. Oh dear. Here we go. Is our actions. Our actions. Now, have a chat with the person sitting next to you. How can actions show how you feel? What do you think? Share your ideas. Yeah, and actions, I think, are also very closely linked to words. So you could smile, you could hug your friend if you're happy, you could just talk and talk and talk and talk and chatter, and you know that you're happy. But if you shrug your shoulders and go, then and turn away from somebody, then we know you're not happy. We know that something is wrong, and the words and actions go together. So while these are clues, and while they're really helpful ways to tell how someone's feeling, they don't always tell us what's really going inside. Somebody might say they're okay when actually they're not. And once we think we know how someone is feeling, the next step is to find out why they're feeling that way and to consider what we can do to help or support them. And it could be that you're going to listen to your friend, put an arm around the shoulder, or it might be your friend is unhappy and actually you need to tell an adult because it's an adult's job to help. So here we've got two friends. I'm going to read you a bit of a story now. There was once a king and queen who lived happily with their two sons. And when the princes were young, a dreadful fire broke out and burnt their palace home to the ground. And the family was so upset they'd lost all of their belongings. We shouldn't be so sad, said the king. We still have each other. And as long as we do, we'll be okay. So the family moved into a new home and began to rebuild their lives. And soon after, the king became very ill and died. The queen was terribly sad, but she still had her two princes, and she remembered what the king had said. We still have each other. As long as we do, we'll be okay. So the queen wiped away her tears and promised to spend her life looking after the princes. The queen did a fine job, and the princes grew to be wise and handsome young men. They found love and married two kind women. All was well until tragedy struck again, and the princes were killed in battle. The queen was heartbroken. In her sadness, the queen decided the girls, the princes' wives, must leave and start their lives again. The queen loved the two girls dearly and wanted them to find happiness with their husbands. I can't leave you, said the first, but the queen insisted. I'll be fine. And the two women cried, hugged, and said goodbye. But the other refused to go. I won't leave you when you're so sad and alone. She repeated a saying she'd heard many times in the palace. We still have each other, and as long as we do, we'll be okay. The queen smiled, and sensing that she wouldn't change her mind, she took the princess's hands. Yes, dear, we still have each other, and as long as we do, we'll be okay. Wow. What an unselfie friend she was. She saw the clues that even though the queen said she was okay, she was still really upset. And she showed real love and empathy for the queen by giving up the opportunity to find a new husband and restart her life to stay and look after her friend, the queen. So, it's about knowing how other people feel. It's really, really easy for there to be a fallout on the playground. And I bet lots of you have seen this, where two people have fallen out and one person has said something they really didn't mean, been a bit unkind, and actually there's a reason behind it. They might be upset, they might be grumpy. Why are they upset or grumpy? What can we do to help? Instead of saying, he said something mean, we can think, oh, he said something mean. I wonder if he's in a bad mood. I wonder if I can help. Right, there we go, guys. There's your assembly. Have a lovely rest of the day. I'll see you around. Bye-bye.